In today's video, we're going to be looking at some general office etiquette that can help you thrive at your place of work. Last week on the channel, I shared some workplace etiquette that can help you nurture interpersonal relationships with your colleagues at work. Today, we're just going to be talking about the general office etiquette that will help you thrive at your place of work. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, now would be a good time for you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell just right beside you so you can join our amazing family. If leveling up is what you're about and definitely want to live the best version of your life, then you definitely should be a part of our community. So go ahead right now and click that subscribe button, and you can also join our Telegram group. I have a link in the description box down below. I'm going to be sharing some new things on the Telegram group shortly, so you definitely want to be a part of that group as well. In last week's video, I defined what etiquette is, what workplace etiquette is, and the importance of having very good workplace etiquette. So you can go check out that video if you want to learn more about workplace etiquette and how you can develop interpersonal relationship with your colleague. So for this week's video, I'm just going to dive straight into the general office etiquette for you to have to help you thrive through your time at the office. And the very first etiquette tip that I have here would be for you to be very kind and respectful to everyone. The principles of etiquette requires that you are respectful, considerate, honest, and kind to people around you. And this is why it's important that when you're working at the office, that you must remain kind and respectful to your colleagues and your co-workers and pretty much everyone who works with you in that space. It says a lot about you and your character when you take the time to be kind and respectful to your colleagues. The second point that I put down here is don't compete, rather collaborate. This would actually help you build your team building skills. Instead of competing with your co-workers, especially if you work in the same department or you're working together on a particular project, instead of competing with them, it's better for you to collaborate with them. Share ideas together, rub minds, be innovative, and share your creativities with them as well, and just get their opinions and thoughts on different things about whatever it is you're working on, instead of trying to compete with them to outshine them, okay? An elegant person collaborates with her colleagues instead of competing with her colleagues, okay? The next general office etiquette is don't be overly loud at the office. Don't be overly loud. Don't have loud phone calls or loud conversations. If you share an office space with other people, remember to also respect them as well. If you're having a conversation with someone in the office, remember to bring down the tone of your voice. Turn off your phone and silence it, or maybe put it on vibration or something. Something else is don't shout or call your colleagues from across a room. Keep your phone conversations to the barest minimum. Just try as much as possible not to be the noisy one at the office, okay? The next point here would be no flirting in the office. The office is a place for serious business. And I know that sometimes people can tend to be very funny by being flirtatious, and this is for both the guy and the girl. No form of flirting. Your colleague is not an object for you to satisfy your visual pleasures. If there's anything like that, don't flirt with your colleagues. If you like a colleague of yours, instead of flirting around, just go straight and tell them. Don't go through the corners, okay? No flirting, no tapping of anyone's behind. Keep all of those things away from the office environment. And maybe you can start flirting when you leave the office, but in the office, no flirting. Next point here is dress appropriately. There is a certain kind of dressing that's meant for the office. It's actually called corporate outfits or corporate attire. If you don't know what your corporate outfit should look like, you can go and get inspiration from places like Pinterest or YouTube. In the coming weeks, we're going to upload a video where I'm sharing workplace outfit ideas, just in case you need some inspiration on what to wear to the office per time. But it's important that you're dressing appropriately. And for dressing at the workplace, it's not just the outfit, it's also what does your hair look like. Your hair has to be properly put in place. What does your makeup look like? No heavy makeup, no heavy jewelry, no heavy nails. Your nails shouldn't be long. Everything should be kept to the barest minimum when it comes to your workplace outfits, okay? So don't just pay attention to the outfits, also pay attention to what your hair looks like, what the jewelry looks like, what your handbag looks like, and what your shoes look like. And something else I'm going to add to this point would be, please keep the perfume that you're wearing to the barest minimum as well. You don't want to choke your colleagues at work with the smell of your perfume if it's too hard. Remember, you're going to be there with them literally for the most part of the day, and you want to be considerate and kind, and you be careful not to choke them, especially if you have someone who has maybe a nasal issue. So please keep the perfume to the barest minimum and dress appropriately, okay? The next point here would be for you to take your lunch breaks seriously. Your lunch breaks is time where you can just ease off and refresh and relax, regroup, recharge, refuel, and just get your energy back to continue the remaining phase of your work day. So take your lunch break seriously. It's time where you can actually have lunch. Maybe take a quick nap if you have a lounge just made available for you by the office. It's time where you can just sit calmly by yourself and just be quiet and collect your thoughts and collect yourself. But always ensure that you are taking your lunch breaks. Lunch breaks are there for a reason, and it's important that you take advantage of them so that you don't find yourself working literally from sun up to sundown, and by the time you're done with work, you're literally so fatigued and tired and you're wondering what you did with yourself. Lunch breaks is the perfect opportunity for you to refresh and recharge yourself, and you must take it seriously as an elegant person, okay? The next office etiquette would be centered around your emails, right? The first one would be respond to your emails with a sense of urgency. So emails and all forms of communication like phone calls and all, respond with a sense of urgency. I put down here that in a business environment, everything is literally fast-paced. You don't want to receive an email from your colleague or your boss and you're not responding to it as soon as you get it or as soon as you see it. It's important that you're responding as soon as you see it, and that's if it's time sensitive. But if it's not time sensitive and maybe you need to collect information and analytics or whatever it is, still respond and say, oh, email acknowledge, I've seen this and I'm working on whatever you've asked me to work on. It's important that you're responding per time. The second one would be double check before you hit send. Before you send out that email, double check to be sure you're not making any form of grammatical errors. Double check to ensure that your structure, your English structure is correct. Double check to ensure that you actually are using the words that you want to use to pass across your message. Double check to ensure that the tone of your email is the right tone for whatever message you want to pass across. Double check, double check, double check. It's actually very, very important. The next one will be no abbreviations and emojis when you're sending or writing an email. Please and please and please keep the emojis for your friendly text and keep that no abbreviations whatsoever. Even as an elegant person, when you're chatting with your friends and your family, keep the abbreviations to the down low. In your office, writing an email, no abbreviations, no emojis whatsoever. Next one will be, of course, I said this before, be very mindful of your email tone. Email tone, a single word that is spelled or that is placed wrongly can pass across the wrongest message. So be very mindful of the tone. I also put down here that every email that you send must have a subject header. It must have a title. The title gives like a preview of what the email is about. So when I see the title, it gives me an idea of what the body of the email or the content of the email is. So always ensure that your email has a title, okay? And then I also highly recommend that your email should also have a signature. So a signature is just like a sign out of a brief of who you are as a person. You know, when you're writing a letter and you write yours sincerely, this and this and this. But an email signature has your name. Sometimes it carries your picture. It carries your designation. That's your role in the company, the name of the company, and then your contact address or your email and phone numbers and whatnot. So every email that you send out should always carry your signature, okay? And then I also put here that when you're going to be out of the office, maybe you're going on taking a leave or you're going on a holiday, or maybe your company sends you out for a training and you know you're not going to be in the office, it's important that you add the word OOO to your signature, which means out of office. so that anyone who is sending you an email will know that you're not readily available to receive or respond to that email because you are unavoidably absent. Okay, the last general etiquette rule that I've put down here is this, of course, is away from the email, would be only say what you can do and ensure that you do it without fail. Don't make unnecessary promises, and then when a task has been given to you, ensure that you are doing and executing that task without fail and without giving excuses. Everything is achievable. You just need to find out how to achieve it. And if you're given a task as an elegant person, ensure that you're executing it swiftly and without giving any form of excuses. Once you've committed to it, you've committed to it. So just ensure that you give it your all and produce results. The workplace is a place where you ought to be productive, and your output is very important. And it matters a lot in not just the general achievement of goals in the office, but also it would also matter when you are being appraised as a staff. Now, that's all the general office etiquette rules that I have to share today. I know that there's still quite a number of them. If I missed anyone out, please kindly let's continue this conversation in the comment section down below. I really want to know if there are other ones, because I know that I and probably anyone else watching would love to know as well. I'll see you again with another video. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care, guys.